Hi there, I'm Scotty. You're not. First and foremost, Happy New Year. I may be recording this in December, but um, so I had to. My timetable was moved up. Um, so I had planned to do this later this year, but I noticed apparently on the digital version of the DVR for Spectrum app, you only get a certain amount of time. As long as you can have something recorded on there is 9 months. It's permanent on the box, so I don't know why they put a limit on it, but I don't know. So that means that I had to redo this list twice, because what I did is I started looking for another project that I haven't announced yet. Well, as of right now, I haven't announced it. It'll be in the Happy New Year video that I haven't recorded yet at the time of recording this. Maybe. I haven't gone all in yet, so I don't want to say it here if I haven't announced it in that video. So, maybe I haven't made that video yet. But I had to take some movies out of this for that. And then I was looking up another movie on the Spectrum app and started realizing that, hey, I'm gonna start losing some of these movies if I don't watch them, because apparently there's a limit to how long you can have it on there. It should be permanent. Once you record it, it should be on there. It shouldn't go away. So that leads me to do this ABC review series, or as I call it, ABC 2. This time it's personal. We're not going to keep that last part. But ABC 2 is what I'm calling it. Yeah. I would have already announced the winner of the letter T, but A in this particular one stands for Adventureland. Oh, come on over to Adventureland. No. We're not going to be reviewing a carnival place. No. It's a movie. Starring Jesse Eisenberg, Kristen Stewart, Martin Starr, Wendy Malick, Bill Hader, wow, Kristen Wiig, and Ryan Reynolds. I didn't know Bill Hader was in this. I'm watching the credits earlier and I see his name about oh, great. Apparently this was from the director of Superbad, and just to spoil what S is, it's Superbad, so, you know. Yeah. So we'll be doing that later in this series, but for now, and the way you're going to get this is it's going to be, because the way I'm recording this now, I'm just going to do it daily. So the first 26 days of the year, first 26 days of January, be different. It'll be a... Because I had to pre-record. If I was doing them, day of, recording them day of, then they would be more than one a day. But because I have to pre-record, I feel like this thing, I get it centered and then it. So Adventureland tells the story of James Brennan. A lot of people just call him Brennan, to the point I thought his name was Brennan. And then later, like, oh, my name is James. I'm like, I thought it was Brennan. That's his last name. But a lot of his friends call him Brennan. So he's supposed to go to graduate school, but he doesn't have money for it. It fell through. And his friend is going to Europe on a summer vacation, so he goes home to Pittsburgh, and begins working at this amusement park called Adventureland. I don't know why this name of the movie. It made me think of Bully. You know Bully? Where the game Bully, not the movie, the game, where there's just an amusement park just a random amusement park in this area where you're at. You go into Bulworth, and then you go into town, and there's just a random amusement park on the other side. Unlike in real life, the amusement park is available to go to even in the winter in the game. So, yeah. This reminded me of Bully. Yeah, he gets the job. He gets there, he meets the manager, Bobby, played by Bill Hader, with fake mustache. Or is it? Some scenes it looks fake. It feels like reshoots happened where they had to reshoot some stuff, and there's some scenes where it looks like it droops down and it's fake. There's other times where it doesn't droop down, it looks real. Like he grew out his mustache and then they shot the film and he shaved it off and they're like, oh, we got to reshoots, and they put a fake one on him. That's the first scene where they meet him. It looks fake, but in the next scene where he's telling them how the games work and everything, and telling them the kind of even more enthusiastic, it looks real. And then there's a scene later where he comes back and it looks fake. So I don't know. But while there, I'm just gonna call him Brennan. Brennan meets Emily, played by Kristen Stewart. There's also another girl there that everyone fawns off of, named Lisa P. This takes place in the 80s, by the way. 1987, year of my birth. That was a big thing. And, to talk about is 1987. Oh, the 80s. A lot of music. They're constantly playing that song, Amadeus, 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 Amadeus. I hear it one more time, I'm going to shoot myself in the head, whatever the guy's line was. Because they play it so much. It was one of those things. They have a certain amount of music. They have a certain playlist. They just play the same thing over and over again. I think nowadays I always thought it was just the radio or something, Yeah, the radio, but I don't know. But, and it's a gag too because it keeps popping up. And just about the time you're ready to say something, they say something. And then towards the end, there's a part where you get ready to go to rock. You ready to rock? Amadeus, 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 Amadeus. I'm like, it's everywhere. The song is everywhere. So, yeah. So we meet Joel, played by Martin Starr. And this is when I realized, so I knew him as the teacher from Spider-Man Far From Home and No Way Home. But, seeing him younger here, he's one of the nerd kids from Freaks and Geeks. Now, I haven't seen that whole show. I watched a couple episodes when it was on ABC Family or wherever it was. But I'm like, I know him. What? Like, that's Peter Parker's teacher, but it looks different without the beard. He's got some stubble, or he's smoking out of a pipe. There's also like this whole thing where he's got weed. Brennan does, but they're like the dinkiest little things. We also learned the legend of Colin, whatever. Ryan Reynolds' character. He's like a legendary guy. He used to play with Lou Reed. The name sounds familiar only because of the accent. Lou Reed, Terry Farrell, Beck, and Paula Abdul. Joey Ramone are into punk rock music. But first came Hebrew school. Hey, Natalie Portmanica. Yeah, from that song. That's what I know it from. But I knew he was a musician. They show the picture of him there, but I don't know him professionally, I guess. But he's got a wife, and there's a big thing going on. So, but then the next thing you see is he hooks up with Kristen Stewart. So all this is bullshit. He doesn't have a wife. He does have a wife, it turns out, and he's cheating on her with Kristen Stewart. Buddy, you could do so much better, right? His real wife at the time, I think at the time of this movie, he was married to Scarlett Johansson. Why would you? And even later, when they show the woman, he walked in with the woman, it's, I guess, his wife. I'm like, she is so much hotter than Kristen Stewart. Don't get me wrong. When I first saw Zathura, I had a thing for her, but no, no. Even Lisa P is hotter, man. There's a point where Brennan starts like goes out with her on a date, you know, and it's like. There's also this like an old friend of his named Frigo. He's hit him in the nuts. That does play, and later he hits him back. But like, yeah, like. So like I said, Bill Hader, I was gonna call him Bill Hader, takes him to none of the tricks. Apparently, according to this, it's never been proven in real life, but apparently the carnivals they rig everything. You're supposed to be able to knock hats off these mannequins, which I never seen that game anywhere. They're glued on. It's impossible for you. You know those little bottle things you gotta throw the little hoops on. I guess it's literally impossible for you to do it unless you sit on there. You find out later. You know, it's all rigged. There's a scene where James is in charge of that ring throwing thing, and this guy keeps bugging him like, what is this guy's deal? And then you realize, oh, he's a distraction, so this guy can make his kid put on a thing and win a prize. Because they're like, he's like, oh, we gotta make sure they can't get the big ass panda, because we don't have that many. And I'm just like, order more? I guess money is a thing. I don't know. If you're paying your employees, you know. And I guess I've never seen this. Usually at our fair, everyone wears this. All the carnies wear the same shirts. Here they differentiate. There's blue ones for the games. It says games. And there's red ones for the rides. It's ride. And apparently, if you get the games, that's the shitty one to do it. And Ryan Reynolds is the repair man. Only he actually repairs things and doesn't destroy them, you know. So I was interested in this movie. I didn't know what it was. I remember seeing the trailer for it back in the day. I was like, so it's another one of those day in the life type movies, like something. And whether you believe it or not, it's one of those that was perfected by Clerks, where it's like we're just showing a day in the life of these people. But this is more than one day, you know. But it's one of those where it's like we're just following them in their jobs and the stuff that happens and things. And wherein James has a thing for M, but M is also screwing Ryan Reynolds on the side. Why is it that she's only stars in movies where two men are after her? This and Twilight. Is that the thing? I thought she liked chicks now. This is 2010, so it's before that, but I don't know. I'm sorry, women. I don't know what this is. And this is the main through point of the film, is he likes her, but she doesn't want to be in a relationship. So at first I got the wrong impression, because like when she goes home one time, the first night we see it, she drives to this bar. I'm like, oh, she's homeless and she's living at this bar, like it's a hotel bar or something. I found out it's a bar later, but like I'm like, at this hotel, it's a bar. I'm like, okay, does she live there? What is it? Because then she said, oh, my dad's out of town, so we can party there. But then Ryan Reynolds shows up, and I'm like, oh, is it secretly his house? No, it was her house. Just and like, I don't think they should have showed it to us right away. Because, like, the whole night, she's like, whether she believes she was doing it or not, she was flirting with him. Hey, you want to go in the pool? With Jesse Eisenberg's character, with Brennan. Then they jump in the pool. Dude's in his underwear, and then she's gonna bang Ryan Reynolds afterwards, which I don't know, he's like the sexiest man alive around this time, right? Maybe. I don't know. But eventually Brennan does convince herself over. She's like, no, I don't want any of that. And he goes on a date with Lisa P. Like they share a joint at one point and talk. I didn't mean for the right. And they talk about her dad. He was like in an accident or something. They kind of bond, but then like they go on a date, and they make out. He goes face first into them titties, man. What the hell? She's like, oh hey, calm down. I don't know if he fell. It's just weird to make it out. He's like, I know, like Jesus. Eventually, he does tell her, but it's like she's like, "You don't owe me that. You don't owe me anything." You know. So then, again, Wikipedia is off, okay? Because Wikipedia would have you believe that she ended it with him, and then, like, she's okay. I'm gonna end it with him. Like he knew about it. I'm gonna end it with him, and then he sees her coming out of her house. No, this is all one thing. She goes to end it with him, with I don't remember his name. It's Ryan Reynolds, and then Frigo was like, "Hey, the mentally handicapped guy that parks the cars, or whatever." She's like, "Tell him they were doing push-ups together in the car." Handicapped people know what sex is, okay? We're not stupid. He was more mentally handicapped than I am, but they're doing push-ups together in the car. I did laugh at that. Push-up. They were fucking. Right, and then like, but this was like a couple weeks ago. It made the Wikipedia article made it seem like she told him that she's breaking it off. She broke it off, and then she ended up getting with him again, and they saw him. And I don't know. It's really weird. So then he and Frigo steal Frigo's mom's car and go to. They find his mom's house, and it's like here. See her walking out. They have an argument, and yeah. So then Brennan decides to tell Lisa P about what happened, and she tells a friend of hers, just blabs all over the place, and everyone in the park knows. This causes M to just quit. That and her bitchy stepmom. I was waiting because they keep talking about how she's bald underneath. She's wearing a wig. I was waiting for her to rip the wig off, but it never happens. Just doesn't. So like she quits, and then she leaves. Well, Joel quit first because he asked out one of the ladies, and she's a bitch. So the other female employees, and she's a bitch. So then when Brennan confronts Lisa P, she's like, well, I had to tell my friend. You know, it's no big deal. Like they had to make, like, we have this whole story of what's going on. She's been nice this entire movie. Her dad's, like, hurt and everything, or sick or whatever. And they just had to make her a bitch or something. I do see why, because it's like, we are kind of endearing. Like, we said, oh, this chick is screwing around with Ryan Reynolds while she's flirting with Brennan. And it's like, well, Brennan deserves better. Maybe he should be with Lisa P. And then, no, we got to make her a bitch to justify the fact that it's going to be him and her. It's going to be Brennan and M. Honestly, Because you know that's where it's going to go from the start of the movie. You've seen the trailer, you've seen anything, you know that's where it's going to go. And as you go along, you're like, well, he kind of works better with Lisa P. And then... By the way, he freaks out on her for doing this. They're not even a thing. And he felt like he needed to tell her that he went on a date with Lisa P. Even though they're not really a thing. I mean, they've been making out and stuff, but they're not really a thing, you know? So Brendan then finds out from his other friend who went on the European vacation that, hey, guess what? I'm actually not going to go to New York. I'm going to go to Boston. I'm going to go to Harvard. And I got to get back to the Saved by the Bell videos, man. We'll get there. He's going to go to Harvard instead of Columbia. So, so then Brennan gets drunk, crashes the car, and the mom goes, well, whatever money you made, how much money you made? I got like $1,000. Well, whatever you made, you got to pay for the car and the rose bushes. It's like, no, that's my college, that's my graduate. Well, you should have thought of that before you... I'm like, I'm sorry. Look, I know that I fucked up. But I worked my ass off for this money to go to college, to go to graduate school, to go to Columbia. I'll get another job in New York. And I'll send you the money to pay for the car and the fucking bushes. You're not taking this from me. But no, he caves in and he has to give it. He does eventually end up going to New York. It's kind of weird ending. All right, he goes to New York with nothing. You're just gonna go to New York. You know, says goodbye to everyone. Even Frigo was there, and he's just going to New York. He gets off the bus, and magically she is right there. I found this a little too. He's like, hey, I just got off the bus. I guess I'm a New Yorker now. She's like, I can't be around you right now. I'm just like, she shows more emotion in this than Twilight, I'll tell you that much. She's not a bad actress, but you know. So you know what's gonna happen. They're all wet. They have a little conversation. She takes him back to her apartment or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, wet." And then they start making out, and they're gonna have the sex. Though we never see anything. They get naked, quote quote. You don't see nothing, and it's like, I do like the playfulness. It was like, is this really happening? And it's fun because that's a lot of movies just go directly to them ripping each other's clothes off and having sex. Where it's like, it's more realistic if they're sort of. Because in real life, we talk. People talk. It's not all perfect like you see in the movies when they do the sex scenes or they do the stuff where they talk or someone hits their head. That's very realistic. Very realistic. I'm just saying. I fell off the bed once. In my defense, it was my old bed. That thing was shitty. With holes in it. Yeah. So try not to fall through the holes or get poked by the spring. Yeah, I'm falling off the bed, okay? But it pauses here and just goes to the credits. And we get we get the thing with the pictures and the credits underneath. So, yeah, I thought it was good. I'll give it a low pretty. I liked it. And I'm glad I recorded. This was on Flix. It's on Spectrum. I recorded it off of the Flix channel. So, yeah. So there you go. A for Adventureland. And, yeah. So come back tomorrow where we will talk about the letter B. I feel like Sesame Street. Till then, thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.